Good morning. Welcome back to Dear Twin Flame. It's Tuesday morning. It's a super hot day out. I am sitting in my car currently waiting for my child to get his allergy shot, and I thought I'd utilize this bit of privacy to record because I have questions. And I would love some answers. To lock myself in my vehicle. So here's the thing. Asking from the male perspective, why does this happen? I don't understand. So I met this guy at a party. Super nice guy. I have no interest in him. I have no interest in dating him at all. Not that he's a bad guy, just that I have no interest in dating him. I was very clear on this when we met. I was very clear on this when he started chatting me up. I was very clear on this when we went and walked our dogs one day. I was like, this is not, like, I can't be any clearer about this. And yet, he is angry with me because I don't want to date him. It's annoying. Next scenario is a friend that I've had since high school. I did date him in high school. It did not work out. We have remained friends. He came to my wedding. Sorry, I'm going to shift this. I've always been super clear that I like having him as a friend, but as a romantic relationship, not so much. Nice enough guy, but he annoys the hell out of me. Love him to death. Annoys the hell out of me. Won't date him. Made that perfectly clear. The end of last summer, I wanted to take a trip. He and a bunch of others, I invited him and a couple other friends. We have mutual friends. And we were all going to go, and then the other people couldn't. And I said, well, we can still go, but I just need to be clear that I'm not dating you and we're just doing this as friends. And he hasn't spoken to me since because the whole entire trip he kept trying to make it more than a friendship. And it's annoying. And it was interesting. It was actually an interesting trip. I enjoyed myself completely in the actual trip. But I said at the beginning, not interested. I said at the end, I'm not interested. And he has not, well, that's not true. He's spoken to me, but he's spoken to me like through gritted teeth, and he is super angry at me. And I was clear. I was very, very clear. I never swayed from my clarity. I never, gave mixed messages. I made sure that I walked a very clean line of where I stood. And yet, our friendship has taken a major, major hit because he doesn't, I don't know whether he didn't believe me, or he's angry that I told the truth, or he thought he would persuade me to change my mind. I don't know why he's angry at me, but apparently I am a horrible, horrible person, which is not true. Fast forward to scenario number 3, which is my ex, like full on ex. I don't understand. So, he cheated on me a long time ago. Forgave him. Carried on. He cheated on me again. Left me for that person that he was cheating on with. Clear intentions, not interested. And I said, have at it. Happy for you. Do you. And I'm going to do me. And life has been so much better. At no point did I regret his decision. The only regret I had was that it didn't happen faster, that I didn't put my foot down on the numerous times that I asked him to leave. But whatever, that's all in the past. It's all good. Everything for a reason. put us in the position we're in right now, and that's all fine. But when that blew up in his face, and life hasn't gone the way he wants it, now he's like hanging around and being annoying. And I was like, now, in this scenario, he has not said he wants to come back. He's just kind of weaseling in his time and being here more and more often. Sorry, I'm just watching for my kid. But either way, it's becoming a habit. Like this past weekend, he showed up. He called on Friday. No, he texted on Friday and said that he wanted to come see the kids. And he got here, because I will not deny him access to the kids, because I think it's important that he has access to the kids. And since they don't want to go to him, I don't hate the guy, I just don't want to be married to the guy. I'm good with, having a friendship and working parental relationship with him. I'm all good with that. But he shows up at my house and he's like, well, I needed to do laundry, and you have air conditioning, and what's for dinner? And I'm like, seriously? This isn't my life isn't going well, so here I'm going to crash into your world because you make it easier for me kind of scenario. That doesn't work for me. So I was chatting with my mom saying, what the hell? She's like, are you sure he doesn't want to come back? I'm like, well, A, he hasn't said that. B, the actions would suggest yes, because it's easy and it's convenient and it's more comfortable for him, and he regrets his decisions, and that's all his choices and that's all his side of things, and that's fine. But that's not my reality. My reality is I'm way better now. I am way better, and I'm not, like I said, good with the parental relationship, and we can be friends, not getting back together with my ex. That's bad, because it doesn't benefit anybody but him. It doesn't benefit me, does not benefit our children. It just doesn't, because it's not. It doesn't, because it turns into all about him, and everybody walks on eggshells, and I just won't live like that anymore. I won't live like that, and I don't love him. I don't. I thought I did. Well, I did at one point. Absolutely, I did. And I care about him. Like, I love him like a friend. I'm, concerned for his well-being. Not enough to have him live in my house. Truth. So, why do the men in my life feel like they, either it doesn't matter what I want because they want it, so therefore that's what's going to happen, or they just don't believe me that this is my truth, or they're going to convince me otherwise when I've made it perfectly clear how I feel, and then get mad at me when they don't. Like, I didn't tell you to try to convince me. I didn't ask for this, so why are you mad at me? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyway, that being all said, we're just gonna fast forward a little bit to totally. Looks like. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. I will be right back. Hi, I'm back. Sorry, son is in the doctor's office and he's text messaging me, so I needed to make sure there wasn't an issue. Anyway, so my other topic for today is universal messages, and how timing doesn't necessarily work the same way, because time is, what's the word? I forget what the word. Oh my gosh, he's still texting me. It's not important. Time is relative. right? So, a long time ago, somebody told me, a psychic that my mom had sent me to a psychic for my birthday. It was a birthday present, and it was entertaining because she had her pieces sort of right, not all of them, but she had her pieces mostly right. But she kept thinking that they were pieces for my mom and not for me because she didn't understand my relationship with my grandfather. Anyway, long story short, she said that July 2020 was going to be the start of a new tangent in my world, a new reality, a new life path, a new relationship, a new whatever. Anyway, she said that. This is years ago. Years and years ago. And then, when was it? I don't remember. Sometime in the last year, somebody else said to me, July 2020 is going to be a big pivotal moment for you. And theirs was based on relationships. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. And I thought they had it wrong because last July was when we finally called our marriage over. So I thought, oh, maybe they had the year wrong because that was a big, 2018, 2 years ago. So I thought maybe they had the year wrong and it was just a month, and because it was a huge shift for me. And then more recently, I was told I was taking a course using the pendulum, learning about scrying and a whole bunch of other things. Anyway, and during that class, we were asked to ask a specific question and ask for a date that was going to be pivotal in this question, regarding to this question, so we could learn our pendulum thingies. And it was a dowsing class, pendulum dowsing, whatever. Anyway, long story short, the date came up July 8th, 2020. And I laughed because at that point I knew my question that I asked, and it said July 8th, 2020, and I knew that was impossible because I wasn't going to be in the country. I was supposed to be in Australia. Well, lo and behold, I'm not in Australia, and tomorrow is July 8th, 2020. And it came up on my calendar because I thought, I'll just throw it in my calendar that this was the date that the universe, my pendulum, all these people kept pointing at. Now, the 8th was my specific date, but July, the month of whatever, is what kept coming up repeatedly. Anyway, so tomorrow is a big day, apparently. But I think that my doubt in this is going to be the downfall, because what I've learned is that what you put out to the world is what comes back. So if I doubt that this is actually going to happen, it's not going to happen because I don't believe it. And part of me absolutely believes it. I mean, I put it in my calendar. And then another part of me from the get-go doubted it because I wasn't supposed to be in Australia. I was supposed to be in Australia. So we'll see. And then I was having trouble sleeping. I woke up really, really early this morning, and I was still really tired, but my brain was doing its thing. So I was listening to some tarot readers, just because I find them entertaining, and I always like to see who pushes what kind of information. If they're always positive and they don't state any of the bullshit that you have to deal with, then I kind of, but it's interesting to listen to anyway. And so I listened to like 3 different tarot readers. One of them is she's all roses and fairy tales and flowers and rainbows and unicorns. One of them is put your oh no. Sorry. I'm just waiting. One of them is puts all your shit on the table and says, "Here you go, deal with it." Another one is kind of a balance of it all. Every single one of them, we're reading for July of 2020, and every single one of them said, this is the month. This is the month that all the hard work comes to fruition, and it's all chariots and worlds and all good things. Even the guy that calls your bullshit, even him, he's like, you've done the work, here's your reward, and you've earned it. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I guess I'll get to figure out what my reward is, because all of them don't give specifics. A lot of them have to do with relationships. My specific question, for if you were wondering, was, is there a day where my twin flame will contact me for a change? And they said July 8th, 2020. So, putting it out there, tomorrow's your day if you're listening. Anyway, and otherwise, I will truly believe that I doubted it into non-existence, because I don't know. Not that I don't want it, just that I feel like there's still a lot holding my twin flame back. So maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. It's just a gut feeling, because what do I know? I just go by my gut. That's all I can go by. But anyway, life around here has been hot. Life around here has been pretty good, actually. I'm learning to play the piano. I think I already told you that. I've been trying to figure out some new projects to work on. I'm actually totally new subject. So I'm trying to decide. The girls want to go, Baby Bear wants to go camping. Or to a cottage. Ladybug Girl will be disappointed no matter where we go, because there's no TV. My son has absolutely no interest in spending any time with us whatsoever, because he's a 16-year-old angry boy. But I had an idea. I want to go camping, but it's hard without him, because the girls aren't big enough to help me with the tent very easily, and it becomes a big stressor. Not that when he's there it isn't stressful, because he's miserable and he makes my life a living hell. So camping, as much as I love it and would rather do that more than anything, is a hard sell at the moment. Cottage is possible. We have an option. It's actually just down the road from my twin flame's house. We've stayed there before. It's okay. Very little beach, but that's workable. But I had another idea, because I'm kind of addicted to these converted van videos, that I really want to buy a van and convert it into a way for us to travel and go wherever we want for swim mates or whatever, and have a place to stay. And I'm really addicted to this. Unfortunately, I have an itchy nose. Unfortunately, cash flow for a converted van is an issue. So that won't happen anytime soon. Even renting them is not available during COVID-19, so there's that. But my other idea was to put the girls in the van and drive across Canada. I want to go to the East Coast, but can't go that way because they still have restrictions on people coming into the province. But if you go BC way, there isn't as stringent restrictions, and we'd be staying to ourselves anyway, because my idea was to put the back seats in my van down, the back seats, build a platform, put air mattresses on top of it, and sleep in the van, and create a storage area underneath the platforms for our stuff, and just drive across Canada. I really want to do this. I really, really want to do this. But everybody around me is freaking out. My dad's freaking out. My ex-husband's freaking out. Because none of them think that it's safe for a woman to drive with 2 girls across the country. Well, I'm trying to teach my girls that we can do whatever we want. Anyway, trying to figure out the logistics, trying to figure out if it's actually something that could happen. I really want to do it. Maybe it will have to be something you plan for and do next summer. I don't know. I'm just worried that the world's going to go back to the way it was, functioning in its norm, as whatever that looks like, and that our schedule is going to fill up and we're not going to be able to do it. Figure now, excuse me, we have nothing going on. We have nothing to restrict our time. We have nothing that holding us back other than fear. Other people's fear, which I'm beginning to learn I get to let go of really, really easy, but still they put hesitation in my mind, and I know the universe puts fear in front of me to push through, but at the same time I want to be logistically safe and parental, for my girls. I don't want to put us at risk. If there really is a risk, I don't really want to. The other part of that is I had this bright idea, and then Sadie had a dream, Sadie read her own cards the other day because she's into that, and she read her cards, and it came up that there was upcoming danger, and then she had a dream that she was kidnapped. So that made the whole, big idea of traveling across the country a little more, maybe it's not the time. I don't know. We'll have to see. I figure if they get much bigger, we won't be able to sleep in the van. So, because they'll be too big. I figure 3 of us right now could handle it. But anyway, this is getting really, really long. So I'm going to sign off. But I want to let you, Twin Flame, know that I am thinking of him as always, and I hope he is staying well hydrated and taking breaks in this heat. It's supposed to be the hottest day yet, over 40 degrees, and I just want you to be safe. So there's that. Anyway, until next time, if you have answers to why none of the men in my life think I actually am speaking my truth or have value in it and don't want to swing my opinion, I would love to hear back from you. Anybody out there who has an opinion on this, why do they cannot listen when I say, and why is it my fault when they get mad or when they don't get what they want? Explain that to me, because I sure as heck I'm not holding that. That's not happening. And holding out for that July 8th, or at least the month of July. It's got big expectations. Big expectations. And until next time, I'll just leave you with this. Dear Twin Flame, you have all my love for all my life. Take care.